Would you look at that? We got Big Game Hunt mini event before GTA 6. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's really what this feels like, even though it plays in a completely different way. Descent into the Ancestral Ruins is a solo-only event, focused on converting Endermans into ingredients used towards getting the Forgotten Glory set, as well as a few additions. Shockingly enough, this event comes with, and I can't believe I say that, actual lore. But more about it at the end of the video. First, let's talk gameplay. This event starts in this new solo city area. It just serves as a middle ground for the 10 new maps. That's right, 10! They act in a similar fashion to Japes of Demise, with two key differences. 1. The progression is not linear, causing you to need to run a lot more to complete the map. And 2. Not every floor needs to be 100% cleared for the boss to spawn. Sometimes they even spawn upon entering. Defeating bosses grants several things worthy of consideration. First, you get 1 progress per 1 challenge pass used to enter any given floor. Second, any floor can drop arcane dragon essences, an important ingredient which I'll talk about later on. And most notably, if you're still doing the Big Game Hunt event, victory medals. This is the currency for the one and only NPC in these maps, a vendor with various resources who restocks daily. Every time you advance to the next floor, the difficulty will ramp up. By the time you reach floor 8, you will reach the max mode of Parallel World Bloodshed. And neatly enough, or due to an oversight, Bloodshed modes do not cost any infernal fragments to enter. But let's be honest here, the price of 7 to 10,000 Endermans should be enough, right? Anyway, bosses in this event are quite interesting to say the least. Some bosses have unusual traits for the normal world. The boss on floor 2 is immune to elemental essences, and same goes for floors 3 and 4. I expected this to remain consistent going forward, only to be met with this floor 6 boss. Glad they made him easier to deal with at least. But the difficulty certainly ramps up fast, as just on the next floor you have to deal with the equivalent of Blazing Inferno Nefertari, who will one-shot you almost no matter what. Also, her armor and resistance bubbles are misleading, as she has very strong armor, slightly weaker poison resistances, and very weak ice resistances. Wish I knew that so I wouldn't need to spend 5 minutes with Shark Crab on Red Essence, but what can I do at this point? Floor 8 has a very strong Arachna with really weak Spiderlings. Floor 9 has Medusa, who has extreme armor and resistances, but luckily can be broken and permastunned after. And floor 10 has probably the easiest boss in Paragon. All the bosses from floor 6 onward are extra valuable to kill due to their chance, and in case of Paragon guarantee, of dropping a 5000 Enderman elixir. And this thing. Honestly, I'm not very impressed with its contents, and even less so after opening 16 of them. The 3 items you should be looking forward to finding are the Ring and Cloak upgrade manuals, which drop randomly from Sentinels, as well as the Arcane Dragon Essences that can drop in stacks of 1 to whatever floor number the boss you killed is in. If you got lucky enough to collect 2 full Forgotten Glory sets, you can craft each into the Ancestral Glory items. The improvement comes in increased unique values. Those include additional 5% damage and crit for the ring, and additional 5000 base damage for the cloak. Once you enter a new floor, or in the case of floor 10 going back, you can directly start from that floor. If you don't enter a new floor after clearing your best one, you will not be able to access the new floor. Having all 10 unlocked allows for several farming strategies. If you are after the ingredients for more Blazing Inferno ports, you should be farming the floors that can drop elixirs. I tried farming floor 6 as it was cheapest, but gave up after 0 drops and switched to floor 10. Floor 10 can be completed in under a minute, as there are plenty of skips to be made there. If you choose to farm the lower floor sentinels, you will instead find a larger amount of these new fragments, as well as some new jewels. The jewels can't be used yet, as they require a new trinket that is not released yet. Similarly, these fragments have no use at the moment, so it's best you don't mind them for now. The victory medal offers contain a new jewel. Is the price of 3000 medals worth it? Probably not. But if your medals are a byproduct of just farming for the set enhancement, you probably don't need the other offers. This jewel has no limit on how many wolves it can stack. However, these wolves lack any sort of real damage, mostly serving as mini tanks to absorb some ranged attacks. Oddly enough, currently they do not reduce your resistances. But still, that doesn't make the jewel all that good. The rest of the video is me going through the lore. I'll be honest, the only JSO related lore I find myself not yawning at is the Dark Legacy storyline, so I won't bother saying that this one is anything special. But don't let my opinion discourage all of you lore enjoyers, even if there's only one of you watching right now. See you for the Big Game Hunt ranking next week.